Welcome to the Mind and Money. My name is Douglass Lodmell, and today I have a really special guest, Glen Morelli, with me. Glen, welcome.
Welcome, Doug. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I invited you because you have a really interesting business model, and you've been doing it for a long time. And on this show, what we really like to do is explore people's business models and how they've evolved over time. So, can you tell me about your model?
Sure. Well, first started back in 1994. We started with the mail order company.
Okay.
What we started doing was selling music and entertainment merchandise, mostly T-shirts,
Okay.
apparel-oriented items.
So in the world of music, they call that cotton, right?
They call it cotton. They call it a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's,
merch, cotton.
merch is just moving the merch. It's not just cotton. We sell memorabilia, collectibles,
Okay.
posters, everything that has a licensed logo on it, be it either music or entertainment.
Okay, so that could be anything from a T-shirt from Guns N' Roses to a Major League Baseball cap.
Sure.
Anything that's licensable.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we started back in 1994. We had a few retail stores throughout Connecticut and New England.
Okay.
And right about then, I just realized it was more of an opportunity than just having retail stores and expanding the traditional mall type of, locations throughout the malls throughout New England.
Right.
So what we decided on doing was starting a mail order catalog. And it was a way that we could reach out to the vast amount of people versus retail stores where it's a limited amount of people that be coming through your door.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you started out in retail, which is just one shop with the licensed memorabilia, and you saw the system above that, which is basically, wow, I don't have to just sell out of this one shop. I can sell out of a lot of other people's shops.
Sure. Well, if you realize the size of a mailing could be, at the peak we were mailing over 2 million catalogs to our customer base.
Wow. Where
if you had a retail store, maybe throughout the year, 75,000, 100,000 people could actually walk through your store.
That's right. So that is a great way to scale up. What are the challenges with that? What did you face when you went that way?
Well, there was a lot of challenges at the beginning. First, the uncertainty of not knowing if that market is actually going to buy, if they have the propensity to buy the merchandise. It's one thing getting a catalog and having them reading it. It's another thing for back then to having them call or mail in an order.
Right. And back then, the internet, it was starting to come online, but it wasn't the driving force like it is today for many businesses.
That's correct.
It was really catalog.
Our first couple of years, it was mostly driven by our mailing of our catalogs.
Okay.
In late 1995, we decided to be one of the first e-commerce companies, along with Amazon back then, and started an initiative selling online.
Right.
And it complemented our catalog. So now our customer really had 3 ways to order. Originally there was 2 ways. They could mail in the order, or they could actually call the 800 number and order it.
Right.
Now they had a 3rd way, which they could go online and actually order the product.
Okay, so now looking back, what is that, 15 years, 16 years?
Going on 16, yeah.
Yeah, so looking back, how has your business changed? How much of it is internet now?
Well, internet is the good portion of it. It's 95% of our sales right now.
That's a radical change.
Radical change from the first year, because it was 5%. It was the exact opposite.
Yeah.
The internet has also broadened our horizons. We're actually reaching customers that we would have never have realized that they would have been our possible customer, from different countries.
Right.
To just different genres of people. Definitely broadened the horizon.
Well, and this part gets really interesting for me, because the internet for me is where the most exciting ideas are taking place. I know that I did a search on the Allman Brothers, and right there on the sidebar, up came Allman Brothers merchandise, Old Glory, and Old Glory is your company. That's what we're talking about.
Well, we came up number 1.
You came up number 1.
Well, that's good.
So obviously your guys are doing their job, which is, you're going in there and you're buying the pay-per-click spot for the merch that you sell. So Allman Brothers, obviously, they have a loyal fan base that likes to buy T-shirts and.
Well, we do that 2 ways, Doug. There's you could buy your clicks, as you mentioned there. Google's has what they call their AdWords program,
Right.
and we're very much a player in that field. But there's also organic, where
Right.
the Google search engine goes out there and inspires you and gets the results and come back.
Right.
So luckily, with the traffic we have to our website, as well as the cost per click, we tend to come up first, hopefully both times.
Both ways, that's
But
right.
usually the customer is going to find us either one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah. And that point, the difference between organic and paid, this is a point that a lot of newcomers to the internet don't yet understand.
Sure.
So maybe you can help kind of sort it out for those listening.
Sure. Well, the organic right now, depending on what type of product you're selling, I mean, if you're selling a common type of item, let's say it's real estate or a car or something like that, you're competing with vast amount of websites out there selling the same product this year.
Right.
The more niche of a product that you're selling, it's easier to get ranked higher organically because you don't have that competition out there.
That's right.
So if you're selling Persian rugs or something that there's a very niche, finite market out there, it's easy to get ranked up higher.
Right.
But if you're selling a general merchandise product, it's very hard. And that's where the cost per click comes in. If you're going to be a major player and sell merchandise in the vast amount of a general type of product, you have to be a player in the cost per click.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting because the internet is flattening out the playing field for all of us. We all have access to it, but it's starting to stratify again. I see it happening in front of our eyes. I've been advertising pay-per-click for years. I've been on the web for years, and I've watched it change to where it used to be in my field. You type in asset protection, didn't even need to advertise. I was just popping to the top because there was maybe a half a dozen lawyers in the country that even did this. Today there's hundreds of lawyers, and now I pay to be in the top spots.
Sure, the barriers of entry are originally when the internet and everybody first started going into e-commerce, the barriers of entry were very little.
Right.
It didn't take the capital to build a warehouse and infrastructure. You were very easily to be found on Google, on either organic, or if you didn't pay on search, there weren't many people bidding up the words either.
Right.
So it was very easy to be found. But now, in 2011, the competition is very fierce, and the mom and pops, it's really, they're still out there, but it's very hard for them to compete against some of the big box players like the Walmarts and the Targets and some of the pure play e-commerce companies that are out there.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting. In fact, I'd like to go into that, and let's do it on our next show because we're up on time.
Okay.
Great having you, Glenn.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming.
You're more than welcome.
This has been The Mind of Money, and I will see you next time.